What would you do if the person serving your meal suddenly collapsed, her chest still, her breath gone, and the entire room froze in shock? Would you wait for someone else to act, or would you take the risk and try to save her life? That's exactly what happened to one single father who walked into a small-town diner on a rainy evening. But before we dive into this powerful story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to HQ Infinite Stories, where we bring you true tales of hope, courage, and love. The rain outside poured like the sky itself was grieving. Daniel, a single father in his late 30s, sat with his little daughter Lily, just 8 years old. Since losing his wife 3 years earlier, life had been a struggle, juggling fatherhood, work, and grief all at once. But tonight, he just wanted to share a warm meal with his daughter. Their waitress was a young woman named Sarah. She couldn't have been more than 25. Her brown hair fell loose around a pale, tired face, and though she wore a polite smile, it looked fragile, like glass ready to break. Lily whispered to her dad, "Daddy, she looks sad." Daniel smiled gently. "Maybe she's just tired, sweetheart. People carry more than we can see." Sarah served their plates with trembling hands and hurried away, but Daniel noticed the weight she carried. Then, in an instant, everything changed. Just as she reached the counter, Sarah staggered, clutched her chest, and collapsed to the floor. The diner went silent. Her lips turned blue. Her body trembled. Without hesitation, Daniel rushed forward. "Lily, stay there," he commanded. Checking her pulse, nothing. Panic spread through the diner, but Daniel took charge. "Call 911, he shouted. Then he began CPR. Every push against her chest carried desperation. "Come on, breathe." His mind flashed to his wife's final moments, the helplessness he had felt. But this time he refused to give in. The diner filled only with the rhythm of his compressions and the storm outside. Then, a miracle. Sarah coughed. A faint breath escaped her lips. Relief swept the room as Daniel turned her gently to her side. "You're okay," he whispered. "You're going to be okay." Moments later, paramedics rushed in and took over. As they carried her out, Sarah's eyes opened briefly. She looked at Daniel with a mixture of gratitude and disbelief, as if she couldn't understand why a stranger had fought so hard for her life. What started as an ordinary dinner became something life-changing. The next day, Daniel couldn't get her face out of his mind. Was she all right? That evening, his phone rang. A soft, fragile voice said, "Is this Daniel? This is Sarah, the waitress. I don't know how to thank you." Her voice cracked with emotion. "If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here." Over. The days that followed, Sarah called again, not just to thank him, but to talk. She revealed she had no family nearby, no real support, and had been working double shifts just to survive. Daniel listened, and for the first time since losing his wife, he felt a connection. Even Lily noticed. "Daddy, she has the same sad eyes you had when Mommy went to heaven. Maybe we can help her smile again." One stormy evening, Sarah knocked on their door, soaked, trembling, and in tears. "I didn't know where else to go," she whispered. Without hesitation, Daniel welcomed her in. Lily hugged her tightly, as though she already belonged. That night, Sarah shared her past. Growing up in foster care, never feeling wanted, always fighting to survive. Daniel held her hand and said gently, "You're not alone anymore. Not while I'm here." For Sarah, those words broke through walls she had built all her life. For Daniel, it was the first time he felt his heart beat with hope again. What began with one desperate moment in a diner became the start of a bond, not of blood but of love, kindness, and courage. Soon, Sarah was reading bedtime stories to Lily, laughter filling the home. And Daniel realized, sometimes life brings the right people into your world when you least expect it. So remember this, even the smallest actions, a hand reaching out, a breath saved, a life revived, can change everything. If this story touched your heart, Make sure to like this video and subscribe to HQ Infinite Stories for more powerful tales of love, hope, and second chances. Because just like Daniel and Sarah discovered, light always finds a way back even in the darkest storms.